I am Mark Bonney, the Dean of Ely, and on behalf of the chapter of the Cathedral, it gives me enormous pleasure to welcome you all to the Cathedral this evening for this very special occasion organised by the Ely Cathedral Business Group. There have been stands celebrating business up in the cathedral throughout the past week, and this is the third occasion this has happened, and it's fantastic to see so many of you here for this very special evening as we look forward to hearing from Lord Williams and Lord Wolfson. So I'm principally here just to welcome you all here and to introduce Tom Green, the chairman of the Ely Cathedral Business Group. He also happens to be a member of chapter, but that doesn't give me very much control over him. Tom will have a little bit more to say than me about the work of the business group and to introduce our speakers this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. On behalf of the committee of the business group, it's my great pleasure to welcome you all to our great Ship of the Fens for this, our third annual celebration of business. Can you hear me properly? Is the echo too bad? Is it okay? Okay? Okay. I don't think we've had to evacuate this building in an emergency since the 12th of February 1322, when the tower above me collapsed. So fingers crossed we should be okay this evening. However, for health and safety, I am required to inform you that in addition to the doors at the west end and the south over there are other doors in the north and at the east end by the Lady Chapel. Should it be necessary to evacuate the building, stewards wearing red sashes will direct you accordingly. My first happy duty is to say thank you to so many people who in different ways enable us to make this event successful. Firstly, to our sponsors, by whose generosity we are able to meet our commitment to make the celebration of business free of charge to all. This is an important defining characteristic of what we seek to do, and I should make special mention of our three cornerstone platinum sponsors, C. Hoare & Co., G's Fresh, and Spearhead International. All of the other sponsors are listed on the back of your programs, and a very warm thank you to all of you. Thank you also to the operations team here at Ely Cathedral, the vergers, the stewards, the admission staff, the Ministry of Welcome. Your can-do attitude and calm professionalism make this kind of event possible. It is noted and greatly appreciated. Thank you. And finally, I must say a big thank you to the Business Group Committee. Alistair Reid, Michael Watson, Beverly Dixon, Duncan Margits, Walter Herriot, Gordon Chesterman, John Bridge, and Coralie Green. Their enthusiasm and work in many areas, often unseen, is an essential ingredient of success, and we are truly fortunate to have such a committed and talented team. Ely Cathedral Business Group believes that there is a strong correlation between the health of the business sector and the well-being of the communities in which those businesses operate. Our purpose is to explore this relationship and strengthen that correlation. We want to help businesses succeed and thereby make our communities stronger. The title of our autumn discussion, the meeting which took place in October 2013 here in the Cathedral, was "It's Up to Us, Taking Stock of Personal and Corporate Responsibility for the Well-being of Community." The fascinating discussion, many of you will remember, was led by James Featherby and Philip Blond, and helped enormously to focus us on our core purposes. What are we, as individuals and as representatives of our various organizations, actually doing to help strengthen the correlation between healthy business and strong community? With this in mind, I'm delighted to be able to report briefly on great progress made with a number of business group initiatives. Our business mentoring group aimed at providing support to embryonic and start-up businesses, has more mentors offering their services than customers asking for it. The generous volunteering of time and talent from so many members of the business group is wonderful, and it is good that this service is available. Business Group Committee member Beverly Dixon is responsible for this initiative. Our sixth form mentoring program with Ely College is making real progress, with 12 students now partnered with business mentors, helping them to consider their next stages in education, training, and career development. Gordon Chesterman is leading this for us. Most recently launched, under the leadership of Michael Watson, is our schools program in partnership with the Ely Diocese. Cambridgeshire is fortunate to have some of the best schools in the country, but also we have some that face real and serious challenges. In this, the business group will be working with head teachers and their teams in selected schools, both individually and in groups, to understand how the collective resources that can be accessed through our business group can best be deployed to improve the schools. Initially, we have a team of 12 volunteers from the business group working on this program. It is likely that as the program continues and grows, we will need more help from business group members, and we will keep everyone posted on as to progress in this. And finally, we are hopeful that we can support the establishment of a credit union in the local area. This is work in progress at the current time, and further information, including how individual members of the business group and local companies may be able to participate in this initiative, will be shared with you in due course. In addition to these initiatives, we've also enjoyed 2 excellent business group events since we met here for the celebration of business last year. The autumn discussion evening, to which I have already referred, and then the question time, which we held in the Lady Chapel in February. Our version of question time produced a fascinating debate on a wide range of subjects, and we're most grateful both to our panelists and the audience for their enthusiastic participation. Enthusiastic feedback from each of these events mean that we plan to repeat the same program in the coming year, an autumn discussion in October, question time in February, and then the 2015 celebration of business in May next year. Details of all of this will be made available in due course on the website. It is wonderful to see the cathedral full of people at this great exhibition of business today, and a business that shows the breadth of enterprise and talent in our local area and which we're celebrating. This culmination of our celebration week, today and this evening, is where we try to engage ourselves specifically in the challenge of making a difference for the better. We want to observe the ripple effect of ideas, initiatives, and relationships formed here, impacting further afield, elsewhere in Ely, in Cambridgeshire, and in our nation. To help us in this endeavour, we are hugely privileged to welcome our 2 keynote speakers, Lord Williams of Oystermouth and Lord Wolfson of Aspley Guys. But before I introduce them, I would like to invite all of you to do something which will make a real and meaningful difference to some of the most vulnerable in our community. On your chair, you will have found an Ely Cathedral gift aid envelope. Tonight, we wish to make a special donation to the Ely Food Bank. Now, despite the relative affluence of our local area here in Cambridgeshire, it is shocking that the services of the food bank are so desperately needed. All of tonight's collection will go to the food bank, and using the gift aid envelope allows the charity to gain an extra 25 pence for every £1 that you give. Now, please rest assured that the gentle rustle of 10, 20 and £50 notes will not distract me in the slightest. So please take this opportunity right now to reach into your wallets, to extract the notes and to stuff them into the envelope and write your name on the front. Collection boxes will be at each of the south and west doors for your donations as you leave. Thank you for that. Now, many of you, particularly those of you who came in through the west door this evening, will have observed the magnificent display of fresh produce by G's under the West Tower. G's have very kindly offered to give away all of the produce to those who make a donation to the food bank. So please also, on your way out, help yourself to some wonderful produce. Our two keynote speakers this evening actually need no introduction. Both are great leaders in their respective fields of work and study. The Next retail chain was launched in 1982. Simon Wolfson joined the company in 1991 and was appointed chief executive in 2001. He was the youngest CEO of a FTSE 100 company. Next employs over 52,000 people, has sales of £3.7 billion and profits of 695 million. During Simon's tenure as CEO, profits have more than doubled, and the company has enjoyed a 16% per annum compound growth in its earnings per share. That is an extraordinary track record by any measure. Simon also has an active interest in politics and was created a peer in 2010. Now, he tells me that he's not here to give us a lecture about Next. He is here, however, and it's our enormous privilege to hear him talk about his views of business around our theme, and in particular around the subject of the question of growth. Perhaps the role which Bishop Rowan fulfilled from 2002 until 2012 as Archbishop of Canterbury could also be likened to that of a chief executive. Although I suspect the similarities between the nation's leading branded clothing retailer and the Church of England are perhaps a little less obvious. All of us in Cambridgeshire have been blessed by Bishop Rowan's return to this part of the world, and it is especially good to welcome him back into here in Ely Cathedral, where he was ordained. Thank you both for being here with us this evening, and we look forward to hearing what you have to say. Now, we will follow the same format as we have in previous years. I will ask first Bishop Rowan to address us, followed immediately by Simon Wolfson, and then we will open up the discussion to the floor. So that's your turn, and I would encourage you now to start thinking about the questions that you're going to put when that moment comes. So without more ado, please will you welcome Bishop Rowan Williams.